It took us a while to get to the point where we should be able to understand strings properly. So in Rust, we have two kinds of strings. We have, so let's start with a simple one, which is defined when you have a literal string. So for example, if I do hello, this is a literal string since the string is in the code. And you can see here that the compiler has determined the type to be at str. So that's the first type of string, which is by you recognize the at, and that indicates that it's a reference. So it's a reference to a string that is stored somewhere in the code. And with the type at str is a string slice. Earlier we saw array slices. This is a string slice. So it points it also has a reference to the first character and a length. So I can print the length. But notice that I actually cannot print the first character. So let's print the length first. And the length is 5. But let's try to print the first character. And you can see that makes an error. We have an error. We cannot do that. If I compile, then it says that string cannot be indexed by an integer. And that's because in Rust, strings are stored as UTF-8. Strings are Unicode. We're going to talk about Unicode and encodings in a different video, maybe the next one. It's a bit out of topic for the moment, but we should know right now that contrary to other programming languages, strings are not indexable by position, so we cannot do this. The thing with this type of string is that they are fairly lightweight because it's just a reference to location in memory, the beginning of the string, and a length. The second type of string is a string that is type string, capital string, and this one is from the standard library. So if we can define a string of this type, you can see that now since it's a struct, we have to call methods on it, and the syntax is colon, and then the method. To create a new string, I have to do string new, and that would be a string that is empty. If I want to create a string of type hello, containing hello, what I can do is take a, which is already hello, and make a string out of that. So I call the method toString on a. The difference between this one, the str, and the string is that b is a string that owns the data. If I want to bring b to uppercase, then I have to use the second version to uppercase. That's a string that I can print as well. Okay, now I can print. So let's try this. That is hello. If I try to do the same with a, you can see that a is also to uppercase exists on this string, but the result is a capital string. So this is a convenience function. Is to uppercase here on str, but anytime you want to mutate the string, you're going to receive a capital string because this one, the second type, let's call it just string instead of string slice. The string owns the data, and I can pass it around. So there's an easy conversion from back and forth. If I want to have a str slice out of a string, I can do p dot as str, gives me str, and we already saw that if I have a string slice, I can make a string out of that. So notice that if I do this, I actually make a copy of that string, and I have b that owns the data. Note that it's not that complicated, but we have two versions of a string because this one, the string slice, is lightweight and it's used when you don't need to mutate the string. So typically what we do is you will have functions that take a string slice as an argument, So something like that. Sorry, yeah, something like that. And that returns the string. Because when you return something, you want to own that value. And in that case, what you would do is you would call it by using the use it with f a. It's fine, right? Sorry, like that. If you want to use it with b, then you have to take either the address. You should use this operator. It's actually the same as calling as str. So for this function, this is equivalent to this, and you could do something like this. All right, so we saw the two kinds of strings that we have. So remember that if you want to use something that as a parameter, you just need to consult the string and you don't have to change it, then consider using the string slice because it's lightweight. But if you want to own the string and you want to do manipulation on that, or you want to return it, then you must use the bigger string, capital string.